Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case you haven't met yet, go and put hashtag pajama in the comments below so I know it's the first time you're being exposed to Pajama Grandma. Now, if you are involved in the 30-day customer challenge, you obviously have seen me before, or you're not keeping up with your lessons. But I want to backtrack a little bit and provide a foundation for the customer framework, for the blueprint or what we're creating, so you understand from a big picture standpoint what it is that we're creating and why we're doing it. We talked a little bit in day one about why we're doing it, what a customer handling system is, and why you want to have one for your business. But let's talk about what are the key components of that we're building over this 30-day challenge. Now, the first thing is that it's a foundation. We need to build the foundation. Just like when we're building a building, we need to create the foundation on which that building is built. If we build our building on sand, or we don't build a solid foundation under it, what's going to happen? Our building, our system is going to deteriorate over time, and it's not going to exist any longer. It's not going to support what it is that we're trying to create with our business. So we want to build our customer handling, our customer interactions, our customer relationships, our customer everything on a strong, solid foundation. So the first part of our framework has to be the foundation. Once we create the foundation, we're going to discuss and figure out how are we going to find customers? Who are the people we even want, and how are we going to find those people so that we can build our system for finding people on top of this solid foundation that we've built for our organization, for our business. Then we're going to have to figure out how do we attract. The next step is to attract and get those customers. How do we attract them so that they even pay attention to us and know we exist? We want to have a system for that, or a process for that, or a blueprint or a method of doing that, so we're not just willy-nilly shooting off in the dark using the shotgun approach, trying to throw spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks. We want to find what works for us and systematically create and add that to our way of doing things, our standard operating procedures, so that we can systemize and automate and not have to do everything ourselves. And so that we're spending our time and energy on things that really work to find and attract those customers, not on just willy-nilly things. And then we can add and subtract and continuously improve, but we want to get a couple of things that we can count on day in and day out. They're going to work to help us to find customers, to attract customers, to sell to them. Then that's the next step in the process of our foundation. How do we win that first sale? How do we get that sale? And then once we get that sale, what is the experience that the customer goes through? How do they experience that from beginning to end, from first contact with us to actually the finishing the transaction? And then after that transaction, how do we follow up with them? Follow up is so critical. And how do we get them? Then again, the next step is to come back to us again. How do we get them to come back to us for more solutions, different solutions, a repeat of that same solution to a problem that they might have? Then how do we take that repeat customer and turn them into a loyal customer so that we become the person that they think of whenever they have a problem related to the service or product that we offer? After that, the next step is how do we turn that loyal customer, somebody that's come back to us again and again, into a raving fan? How do we get them to actually have us be their first choice whenever they need a solution? Following that, how do we reach the holy grail of customers and turn them into a lifelong customer? How do we get them then beyond that actually going out and promoting and selling our business for us? How do we get them using word of mouth and sharing and being evangelists for our company and for our business and for our services? That's the framework that we're building out in this 30-day challenge. That's what we're creating. Each of those 10 steps and components so that you have a system and a process and a blueprint for actually doing those. So you have an action that either you can do or you can delegate in a very time efficient and effective way so that you're not spinning your wheels. You're not wasting your time. We are all so starved for time. We've got to do whatever we can to be efficient and effective and to do the things that work and not waste our time and energy on the things that don't work. Now I've done a lot of experimenting in this area of customers over the last couple of years, and primarily over the last couple of years, because prior to that, I didn't really pay much attention to my customers. I know, terrible confession, right? But I treated my business-to-business customers really well, but otherwise, customers were not my main concern. I was ignorant. I didn't understand how important. I knew I needed customers. I knew they were important to my business, but I didn't understand how important they were and how I could do a few little things automatically to really improve those relationships. So I want to make sure that you do have that solid foundation, that you do have the structure and the system and the processes in place to make some of these things, as many of these things as possible, automatic. So you don't even have to think about them. You can just create systems and things that do these things automatically so that the things you need to do personally to touch and have an impact with and to create relationships and really have the bottom line impact you want with your customers, those are the things you spend your time and energy on. The other things that are super important that need to get done, but you don't have to do them, can be taken care of and handled in your system. So that's it. Just a quick overview of our foundation and our system and what you can expect that we're creating in this 30-day challenge. Go out, make it a fantastic day. Do your homework today, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.